that's what this league is all about, to win on the road. And we give them guys a lot of credit. Our guys a lot of credit. I tell you what, they battled, they worked. Sometimes it looks a little bit different than in the finale, but it really was about our ability to play together, our ability to go on the road, our ability to silence all the different things that are out there that don't bother me. But I know that at some point in time, guys that have some incredible pride in what they do and in their program, it does bother. And but you can't do anything about it other than continue to battle and work, and maybe have an opportunity to write your own story. And I think that's what we're continuing to focus on. This is a team that's getting better, and just like I said last week, it's exciting. It's exciting to obviously to win, but it's exciting to see things continue to grow in front of our own face, and that's where, to me, I'm as happy and as proud as anything. I saw it this week during practice. I saw it, this week as we moved forward with guys that were dinged up and guys that wanted to be back out there, and their ability to, whatever role was placed in front of them, they were going to take. And I think that's where we're starting to see this culture continue to form in front of our face, and that's what's exciting to me. Obviously, we could talk about Tyree Walker, who had a 201 or something like that, or 198 yards, and his impact is huge. But it's because of those guys up front. And if I would say anything about today, we challenged our guys because there's a lot of similarities in programs, just about the way you want to go about things, I think. And the challenge was how are we going to handle this thing up front? And I think on both sides of the ball, we handled it, and we took the challenge and executed pretty well today.
Luke, have you seen a different? Have you seen a different Towie last couple of weeks since he's kind of stepped into this bigger role?
I do think he's getting healthier. I do think that it was a unique situation in the first game, the first maybe series that he was in there and getting dinged up, and he's getting healthier. I also think that he's getting himself into a groove. I think that there is an ability for the offensive line and the running backs to kind of work hand in hand, and that's what I always thought was impressive about watching Rutgers and their ability to run the football and how their offensive line and back worked so well together. And I think that's what we're seeing with Tyree and his ability and those guys' ability to understand the things that he does well, and how we can continue to rely upon him. And it's great to see him get healthy.
As far as your defense goes, the second straight year, you guys have done a pretty good job containing Rutgers from a run game standpoint. What kind of stands out to you on that side of the ball in terms of?
I think the edges were a really critical point for us today. Our ability to control the edges, we had to be able to do it. I thought that's where they did a great job. The back is really patient, so we had to make sure that we were patient as well. And our ability to kind of control the edge, but also to mix up the edges, I think gave us a chance that they couldn't just tee off on knowing exactly where we were. And so give our guys a lot of credit. I mean, Daryl Peterson and Aaron Witt and Leon Lowry, who's a Jersey kid. I mean, they took some pride in the challenge that I think I laid upon them on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. That was going to be a major factor in this ball game is how we control the edges.
Sticking with the defense a little bit, those guys were pretty confident even after some tough games against Alabama and USC. Did you kind of see that go through practice, like even a tough performance, still coming back and working?
Yeah, that's all I've ever known from these guys, and I mean that in last year's sense, but yeah, I mean these guys have leadership. They have a pride about what it is that they're doing, and not just the name on the back of their jersey, but the name on the front of their jersey that doesn't go unnoticed. And so yeah, I think that what happened to us early in the year and our ability to not make some of those plays was a challenge, and I think that they continue to step up. They know we've got a long way to go. They know that this is a mountain to climb, but if you don't continue to take steps, you never got a chance to get there, and that's what they understand.
Looking at your early portion of the game, you guys start off fast, then have 2 turnovers, will goes down. Do you think the battling through adversity and overcoming it is one of the biggest strengths of this team?
It showed up the last few weeks, and our ability when something happens. I think we've learned from some of those situations that we haven't done really well. Even whether it was the first game when we dropped punts, or the second game we dropped punts, or even when Tyler Van Dyke went down, and our ability to kind of handle some of those situations. Again, I'll tell you that these guys are maturing and growing in front of our face, and everything that we're doing. And the play shows, but there's a lot of other things that show as well.
Have you seen Braden Locke continue to develop, just as his consistency kind of gets better, his decision-making efficiency?
I think there's a confidence. I mean, there was definitely a win factor out there today, and sometimes that can play a lot of games with quarterbacks, and especially in their head, whether they're with the wind or against the wind. And his ability to not let that bother him, his ability to continue to grow, his ability to have confidence and do the things on a daily basis, not just on Saturday. The guys around him, you can see and sense and feel the confidence that they're growing in him as well.
The last 2 weeks would suggest that you guys have turned a corner. Is that fair?
There's a lot of corners. This is like a NASCAR race, right? I don't know if there's truly any corners, but you're just continuing to go in slight curves and turns that you got to continue to push. When you're up on top of that bank, not that I'm a big NASCAR guy, but when you're on top of that bank, you got to keep the pedal down in order to stay up there. I think that's how that kind of works. And there are some things that we're doing a lot better. There's some things that we know that we're going to have to continue to do even better if we're going to continue to grow. And just kind of told them there, just keep quiet. Nobody. There's a long mountain, there's a long ride to go. Nobody needs to talk about us and anything like that. We just got to continue to do what we do, find ways to continue to get better, and put the product on the field on Saturdays in particular. That's what they understand. That's what they realize, I think.
As somebody who's not been around this team a lot, based on what you said at the beginning, is this a team that's been doubted and is putting its back up?
I'm not one of those ones that listens to a whole lot of things. I said that to our guys are by nature. I mean, that's impossible for, I think, young kids. But they do understand. They do understand that they've been put in a situation, and we put ourselves in that situation. It's not anything that that we haven't done ourselves. From the way that we maybe started the season, how we handled things, and how we performed in certain situations. But I think also that's what gives us a chance to continue to grow. That's what gives us a chance to become tighter. Adversity does one of two things, right? It either divides you and crumbles you, or you find ways to solidify you and find out who's in your corner. And we've been through some things early in the year, but I tell you what, these guys continue to grow and have performed well, and understand that there's still a lot more to do and grow.
So there was high expectations on this Rutgers team. They were favored coming to this game, 4-1. Were you surprised at how well you guys played against them, the final result, kind of the domination you guys showed?
I don't know. I speak about our team and our team only. To know what's going on other people's teams, I don't know. I know this, that we played well today. We played well in all phases of the game. We worked at it. We knew it was going to be a challenge. Going on the road is never easy. And there's some situations that they helped us. They dropped some balls. I know that was tough. And there's situations in the first half that we could have, obviously, I think, done a lot better job of right there at the end, where we missed a field goal and give up a couple big plays and turn the ball over and then have a chance to swoop and score the thing. And but there's plays on both sides, and what it comes down to is guys' ability to make them. And good fortune for us is we made them today, and regardless of what people expected or what anybody outside expected, I know these guys expect to continue to grow and to play well.
Luke, we don't talk a lot about individual moments when you have a wide gap win, but your fourth down stop, your punt down to the 1 yard line, Tretch's play in the fourth quarter that prevents an interception, sets up a score. Those all flip the game.
There's some really big moments, and and as a coach, I just continue to remember the ones that we didn't make right there at the end of half. But there's nothing more important than down that ball inside. I mean, we one of the top things and the keys to victory this week was definitely special teams. And I thought we came out and I thought we played really well special. We punted 2 balls in the end zone, which we would want back more than anything, but the ball down on the 1, our ability to pound the ball at the back of the end zone on kickoffs, our ability to handle whether it's an onside kick or a pooch kick, those kind of things are incredibly important, along with really big individual plays like Tretch made right there, where 28-7, and some might think that everything's in hand, but not against a team that's going to continue to fight and battle. And he makes a huge play, and next play Tyree goes the distance, and really, I think that from then on it was obviously a completely different ballgame.
Yeah,
Let's
Hunter
take one more.
Hunter back there as a punt returner, and I know it's been a spot you've had to rotate a little bit. What's kind of the goal now with Hunter back there, and what are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for sure hands and the ability to make some plays. And it was his first time back there. I'm not saying it was a game time decision, but it was somewhat of a game time decision. Vinny's got a lot on his plate, and obviously with where Will is, with the amount of stuff he has on his plate, and so Hunter's obviously confident in what he does. He put one on the ground as well, so we keep up the string of things that we need to get better at, and that's another way for us to find those little things that we can do a hell of a lot better.
Open trial Monday?
I don't know about that, but we'll continue to work.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.